Hello there, welcome to part 2 of the Emily mini-series tutorial on the chords. Just giving you a little performance there. Hopefully you've learned part 1, the melody, and now we can look at the chords. I've taken the liberty to write the chords numerically for you, which I've sort of internalized as demonstrated, and I'd like to just try to transmit the chords to you. Of course there's a lead sheet in the link below to my Google Drive, and there's also a link to a playlist of all my song tutorials. And what I've done is taken the lead sheet and written the chords numerically, basically. So I'm going to try to transmit that to you in blocks. So it's in the key of G, and a lot of these blocks are things that you should know anyway, away from repertoire. It's got nothing to do with what the song is. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1 is common. It's common that the 1 becomes a 7, a dominant 7. It's common that music moves up a fourth, sometimes twice, like it does here. It goes up a fourth to C, the major 7, that's a major 7. It goes up a fourth again from the key of C to F and plays a normal 7 chord. I'm just playing the 13 there, we can talk about fancy chords later, but it just goes up a fourth twice. These things are common in jazz, so you're not learning Emily per se, you're learning what order of the common chord blocks have been used in the song that happens to be called Emily. That's how it kind of works. So there's a couple of things in here, but with a bit of practice, you will get it. I didn't learn this piece like that. I had to listen to it many, many times, get the melody down, identify the pattern in the major scale, everything I talked about in part 1. And even in this, I had to look at the lead sheet and identify blocks of common chord progressions that made sense, drill it on my internal piano, and then listen to the piece, Bill Evans normally, and sort of try to see if I could memorize the chords as he was playing before I even came to the piano. And so I was just messing around a little bit this morning, putting the melody and the chords together and filling in a couple of little holes. Now I can play it. So it's even an effort for me too. So I don't think it just comes to me like that, or it will come to you like that. It takes a bit of effort. We are all in this together. So the first part is very, very easy to remember. You're going to remember this as a chord progression, and it probably exists in other songs as well. And it is 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, which you know in the key of G. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Of course you know that, and I've got videos on the 2-5-1 mastery with loads of ideas. And then it goes up a fourth, and then it goes up a fourth again. So the first 4 is a major 7, up a 4 again is a dominant 7. Just drill that. This is just in sections, you don't even need to worry about the melody. Just hear the melody being played. It's a waltz, it's 3-4, so just get used to playing the chords of that first section. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, then 1, 7, goes up a 4, goes up a 4. 4, 4. You've got the, I guess I'll put a photo of this on the screen, I guess, so you can see it. So I'm just going to get used to doing that. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1 as a major 7, 1 as a dominant 7, up a 4, a major 7, up a 4 to dominant 7. Drill that, just keep playing it, do it in another key. I won't waste time doing that, but it's very easy to do. I've done it millions of times in other videos. So that's it. Then I've got F6. Now that isn't a chord type, that means floating 6, which means that the 6 becomes temporarily the 1. In the key of G, that is of course E, and you literally do a 1, 6, 2, 5 in the key of E when the melody goes suddenly, it's like a different section. So the first section I've just done is up a 4 again. Now we're on this next bit where the melody is, as you know already. I mean, it couldn't be easier really. It's just a very pretty song, but it's quite easily put together. And you just literally go in the key of E because you're floating on the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 6. That's C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, when you talk about note values, it's anywhere. I could play the C sharp minor up here. It doesn't matter. It's the 6th of E. Doesn't matter where it is. So I'm going down because it's just nearer, but it's still the 6. So C sharp minor 7. So that's 1, 6. F sharp is 2. B is 5. 1. We'll do it the other way. Do it more clearly in the key. 1, 6, 2, 5 in the key of E. So you'll drill that section next and practice it in other keys if you want. It's just a 1, 6, 2, 5. F sharp minor 7. B7. There's a flat 9 in the lead sheet, but you can add all those things later. Let's just get the main chords down first. So let's just try and put those two parts together. That's the first line. Next line. Now it's going to go to a 6, but now minor. And something that commonly happens is the 2 is major and then minor. That's what the 2M and 2, well, that's a small m, is. So that's when the 2, the A, is a major third, and then it becomes minor. Now there's a nice chord that I play here, which is a 13, which is dominant 7 on the bottom, 3 in the middle, and the 13 or the 6 on top. Just sounds nice when you come up here. And then it goes minor when it drops down an octave, which you know from part 1, of course, the melody. So it goes, so you're going to a 13, coming down an octave to a minor. So that's very common. 2 is major, and then it's minor. Happens in many, 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 many songs. So I'll just do the E thing. You're going to go to 6. It's doing the same progression. 6, 2, 5, 1. I mean, look, it's there. 6, 2, 5, 1. 6, 2, 5, 1. Upper 4, upper 4. 6, 1, 6, 2, 5. 6, 2, 5. It's all the same numbers. That's why this is sort of quite easy. You know, jazz is quite easy in that way. So, okay. 6, 2 as a major third, just a nice 13. You can play a normal 7 here if you want. And then it goes to minor, and then the 5 chord is the D because that was the 2, and the melody is a sharp 5. I'm just here putting in a flat 5 as well. You might call it sharp 11. Let's keep it simple. I'll just play the augmented. The melody note is the sharp 5, and then the 1 in brackets here is in brackets because it's actually on the other side the 1, and then again you repeat the melody. 1, 6, bom, 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 2, 5. Now this time when you land on the 1, it goes to a dominant 7 immediately, not major 7. So you'll just, you know, turn the page over, look at the other picture, and it does the same thing. So you go straight onto the flat 7, so the dominant 7, and upper 4th, of course. Not yet. You play that. You keep playing that up to the B. Let me do that all again. Onto the dominant 7 directly, but it's 2 bars of 3. But you can add the sharp 5 here because it sounds nice, because it's a going up a 4th chord. Up to upper 4th to C. And now on the next line, you could kind of keep this as it's like a pivot chord, a pivotal chord. It just goes to a B7. And it's a third is normally minor, but it's major here, hence the M. But it's like a transition chord to the 6, which is E. So it's like, because the melody, you know, is the F sharp. And then you're kind of back to the normal things on 3. So this is like a whole section in itself. But I think it's quite easy to recognize it. Instead of changing the key, is to just see that when it goes, so after that, the melody, it's going to go, sorry, I'll do it properly. When it goes here suddenly to an F sharp, F sharp is the 7th of G, which is our master key. So normally a 7 chord would be a diminished triad, a half diminished, but it's not here at all. It's a major third with a sharp 5 and a dominant 7. So I've just put 7 major with a plus. The plus means augmented, which is sharp 5. So I'm just putting it there as like a one-off exception. Instead of changing the key, just keep it on the 7, and remember it's a sharp 5 on the 7. So after that, transition chord, pivot chord, 6, 7, it's quite easy to remember 6, 7, and you're back to the regular numbers again. 2, sorry, what am I doing? 3, wait, let me do it again. 6, 7, and then 3, 6, which is an E, as a major, so there's a capital M there. It's all there. I'm not doing anything that isn't written. And then back to 2, 5, A, that's a 5, D. I'm just playing a flat 5 to make it sound nicer. And then it goes 3 again. Oh, this is the last line now, 3, but it's now a flat 5 with the F. It just sounds nice. Don't play a normal minor 7, you have to play a flat 5 that's half diminished. 3, 6. So just do that again. But can you see that when you drill it yourself, maybe you'll notate it your own way, but it's all 3, 6, 2, 5, everywhere. Just this 7 is an exception, you see. But you can't forget that because it's just an out of key, suddenly sort of, you know, undiatonic chord. You won't forget that. Put a circle around it. Remember, it's unique. I'll just go into that from the beginning so you can follow along. So from the beginning, it goes straight into the flat 7, upper 4. The 3 is a major third, it's a pivot chord, onto the 6, up to the 7 as a sharp 5. And then 3, 6 as a major third. That happens often in jazz. 2, 5, and then again 3, 6, 2, and then there's just 1, 4 minor, and then 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. So I don't expect you to remember it just like that. You're going to drill it. Straight onto the flat 7. Nice to put a sharp 5 in there if you want. Upper 4. Down to the third as a major third, and then onto this new thing where it's 6. 7 as a sharp 5. Because that's the melody note, so you can't make a mistake there. And then back onto the 3, normal minor 7, 6, 2, 5, and then 3 as a half diminish, to 6 again, 3, 6, always 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, always. And then you're going to go to 2 again, but this time you're not going to go to 5, you're going to go to 4 as a minor 7, and then 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. That's the 3 and the 6, and then you just do the melody and do 2, 5, 1. That is it. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I don't want to make it too complicated for you. So I've written it out in these sort of sections which seemed to be logical to me. Maybe you might want to clean it up and notate it yourself, but please take away from this video what applies to other jazz repertoire. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1 and variations thereof. Maybe it might just be 2, 5, 1, it might just be 2, 5, it might be 3, 6, 2, etc. The 3 can sometimes be, the 3 and the 6 are modified in jazz, so here it's modified by being a major third. It's also being played, the 3 is a half diminished chord once. So there's only 2 exceptions. One it's a normal 7 and one it's half diminished. The 2 is a major third once and then it becomes minor. That happens often in jazz. The only odd thing is that F sharp being an augmented. But you know, you'll remember that as an exception. It goes up a fourth twice at the beginning when it goes up to C major 7 up to F7. I've even put a little 7 on the triangle, by the way, means it's a delta and it means major 7. And a normal 7 means, of course, flat 7. There's a floating 1, 6, 2, 5 based on the 6. 1, 6, 2, 5 in its own little world there. Little 1, 6, 2, 5 based on the 6. So, you know, I'm hoping that a lot of this is coming across and that you'll learn the song numerically and you'll just simply drill this. One thing I'll close the video by saying that the idea is that you will be able to group together the clusters of chords, the blocks, into less blocks. So just for one example, the first one being 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, that's like a block, then it becomes a 7, and then it goes up a 4 and up a 4, so that might be 3 blocks, you might say. But you could lower that into 1, because 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, upper 4, they go together so commonly that that should be 1 block. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1 with a flat 7, upper 4, that's 1. And then the 1, 6, 2, 5 based on the 6 can be its own little block as well. You know, except just try to put them into less blocks, so you're actually remembering more chords, but you're actually remembering less blocks because the chords within those blocks are so common you can't forget them. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, upper 4. I mean, it's just in every jazz song ever written. You just can't forget that. So there you go. Hopefully, if you put video 1 and 2 together, you'll be ready for video 3, where we will embellish the chords maybe and do a bit of improvisation. Hopefully, you'll be ready for that. So there you go. As always, likes, comments, subscriptions, always welcome. Have a look at my video management website, Walls of Pianism, Seduus, and perhaps Patreon, and I will see you in the next video. All the best. Bye for now.